Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a little gameplay overview video for the new expansion pack, The Sims 4 for Rent. I made this a couple days ago, so I'm going to be making it in parts and kind of piecing it together, but right here is just the first display when I opened up the game. It has the Street Eats digital content, comes with a cute little grill cart, and also a little umbrella with some lights hanging inside it, which is really cute, and also a lovely little fruit basket. And I'm not going to read through these, but I did keep them up here so that if you wanted to read through them yourself, you may pause the video and read through them at your leisure. But honestly, to me, I've seen so many of the game changers already go through all of these items and all of the next couple slides, so I will not be reading them, but I will leave them up here for you to read. And I've really been enjoying all of the early access that was up and all of the current access that is up. Pardon my husband yelling in the background if you hear him. He is playing World of Warcraft with his friends, so try to ignore that. But now, without further ado, we are going to jump right in. And here is my little starter home I made with the rental unit off to the side. This one I made maybe a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. I made it a few weeks ago though. And this is just the quick footage of me changing it to a residential rental. After I did that, I had to select each room and designate which unit it belonged to. So I first went through the main unit and I made that one crick cabana, and it was kind of boring, so I did speed up this footage just ever so slightly right around here because I wanted to show you the basics of it, and then after that I figured you kind of got it after the first few clicks. But I got the upstairs bedrooms and bathrooms and hallway, and also the downstairs living room, kitchen, and front porch and back porch spaces all done. After that, I decided to go over to the rental unit and I selected add unit, and it became 2 crick cabana, and it's a very tiny little apartment, but it is very effective. Then I pulled out this cute little rental sign. I thought it was really cute. I wanted it to be displayed like right here in the front, and you can also change the image on it to have like a little sticker across it that I guess says like no vacancy, or that it has already been rented and not currently for rent. And here I was trying to fill the vacancy, so I was looking at how much the rent per day was and what the size, amenities, environment, and maintenance were like. Everything looked good except maintenance was poor. So I decided once I did get someone moved in here, I was going to go into the rental unit itself and do the inspection and maintenance with every appliance and every little plumbing selection in that unit, because I wanted to make sure that I could get that maintenance score up a little higher. I selected the maximum occupancy rule because it is a very small apartment and I wouldn't want more than 4 Sims in there at a time. Barely 2 Sims fit in there at a time. And after much deliberation, I decided, I was trying to think between Yarmolino and McPherce, and I chose McPherce because they had a higher rent cap, and I figured if I wanted to raise it at some point, then they at least had a little bit more room to work with. So that is what we did. We got McPherce in there, and I did not know who he was at the time. Now, obviously, looking back, I do know he is a male Sim. He's a young adult. He was very friendly, and my playtester Sim got along with him very well. So she decided to go and take a little visit to him pretty much right away. And she left her daughter Chloe at home to do some homework. This little playtester family I did give makeovers to. I gave Sophia this new hairstyle that we got a little bit ago in a base game update, and I thought it was really cute on her. And then here we are at the unit. I have to select knock on door, and then you will see the wallpaper and the windows and any other wall decorations do pop up so you can actually see them. But before that, they're kind of grayed out a little bit. I decided to do a friendly introduction for my new tenant. He was already enjoying the amenities of the TV, and he always had this radio on that's right in front of him on the table. Always had that on. So I know that he was enjoying his little personal space. And I did actually try to get to know him, but she needed to be a little bit more observant. So I added that trait to her later. But here you can see you can ask about rentals. You can blame the tenants if something's wrong. You can commend them for doing a good job, or you can unjustly evict, which we don't want to do. So here's where I decided to do inspection and maintenance on all of the appliances and plumbing work. And I'm pretty sure after this little segment of just me getting started, I just kind of speed through. And then after she had done most of the inspection and maintenance, he came into the bathroom to try to talk to her. They were having a very playful conversation and a very happy conversation, so it seemed to work out really well. I also made sure to set the sink in the bathroom as a bathroom sink, and then the sink in the kitchen as the kitchen sink. And then after that, she just kept doing all of her maintenance. I was looking at the little star rating. It was at a 3, but it had a little green arrow pointing up. So I figured we were in the right direction. And she just kind of kept doing her thing. And then after she got done doing all of the final inspections in the kitchen, she even decided to help her tenant serve his meal, because he had stopped doing that because she had to finish up the maintenance on the stove. So he stopped what he was doing. So wanted to make sure he could get his dinner. And I also had to make sure that she wouldn't eat it. And she just said goodbye and made her way on out. She decided to just head home and enjoy, the rest of her evening. She had been here, I was going to say most of the afternoon, I think. So she had a nice long chat with him, got a chance to acquaint him with his new living situation, and I think she did a pretty good job. And after this, after she got home, she noticed Chloe was in her room playing with her dollhouse, which she likes very much. I enjoy the makeover I gave her because she was townified, as I like to say. She had all the accessories and it just did not look great. And then she also did lose a tooth while she's been here, and I've been playtesting. So she has the little Tooth Fairy poster, and that will be included in the newly updated and uploaded home that I have done. I made this a residential rental, and I uploaded it to the gallery. It is there now. And then in the morning, bright and early, everybody started to rise and get up and get ready for the day. So it was mostly just waiting around to see what would happen with our residential rental, if our tenant would need anything, or if we would be just kind of hanging out for the day. So Mom came down and she decided to sort through the mail, because you can sort through the junk mail now. And she did that, and I thought it would just be kind of uneventful, but I thought it gave her something to do, so I was okay with it. And then Chloe decided to finish eating and watch some TV before she headed to school for the morning. And I also had to make sure I had the sink set properly because I did not know. And look, and we found a coupon in the mail. She scored a mailbox jackpot. Keep that coupon safe in your inventory and activate it to enjoy a 75% discount from any computer purchase. And she was very, very excited. So she just decided to jump right onto the computer and go to the order menu. And I didn't even activate it yet, but that's okay. I decided to go with maybe some upgrade parts. I was looking around to see what I might want to help take care of the new rental unit. I wasn't quite sure. And then I noticed the purchase marbles selection here, and I thought that would be really cool. We could get a little gift for Chloe so she could start playing marbles with her friends. She only has one real friend at the moment, but I thought it would be really cool. So I just got one of each marble. It's not like she's really hurting for cash at the moment. That's when I realized that we hadn't even activated the coupon, because it is right here in our inventory. So whoops. After I activated it, I had to click it and click activate coupon. Then I decided to get those upgrade parts that I was originally trying to get anyway. And then from there, I could upgrade not only our appliances and plumbing, but also the new tenants' plumbing parts and appliances as well. So I thought that was a good idea. And I really wanted to just test out everything we could do to get the rental rating as high as possible. So I just purchased like 10 of each upgrade part, except for the robot salvage part, because I thought that really wasn't necessary. You don't really use them a lot for like home repairs. You mostly just use them in university or if you make robots. So good to know. And we ordered those. We got a nice little discount with those. I was very happy. And apparently she does not like cleaning from emptying the trash. And that is just too darn bad, because you're going to do it again. Oh man, if you don't like cleaning, you are in for it. There's a lot of cleaning and problem solving involved in being a landlord in this game. So as soon as Chloe got home, she invited her friend over from school, and I decided to drag the marbles out of Mom's inventory and then just drag the whole jar into Chloe's inventory. And then she and her friend were going to play marbles. I also noticed she has a school project, so don't know when that got there. But I picked out this little marble circle from the build by menu, and this is new that came with For Rent. Pardon my cat screaming in the background. Nobody can seem to be quiet this evening, but we have the little circle, and obviously, as you can see, it's a large footprint. So I did turn on bb.move objects, and I was going to test and see if it still worked on like the very edge of the lot here, and it did seem to work just fine. So she decided to play a game of marbles with her friend Jaden, and they both just kind of made their way down to the circle, and they kneeled on either side. And then she emptied her jar, or he emptied the jar of marbles, I guess, onto the circle. And they just started playing. And I thought it was a really, really cute interaction. Like, they would get happy if they made a good move or hit another marble out. And they would equally get as disappointed if they missed a shot or if they did not make a marble out of the hole. So I thought that was pretty cool. I don't think I've ever played marbles in the traditional way, but I do remember that I had marbles at one time, and I just kind of would like lay them out and look how pretty they were and, you know, roll them around. I didn't really know what I was doing. And then I decided it would be a good time to break out this new appliance from the new expansion pack. So I wasn't really interested in the drink tray for this household, but I thought it would be really neat to take a look at it maybe later on down the line. But there's also a kettle, or two kettles, and a new dishwasher, and this cute little pressure cooker. So I got the green swatch because it matches the rest of the kitchen, and we did decide on doing the I think the Burmese samosa soup. I thought the soup kind of fit the bill a little bit more, even though it is quite a warm day at the moment in Willow Creek. I still thought it was nice. And she got the Marble Master confidence buff, which I thought was cool. And she felt a little silly that, you know, she had won. It was like beginner's luck, and she wants to help Jaden start his collection. So she gifted him a lovely little blue marble that her mother just bought her. She got permission first, don't worry. And they became good friends. So I thought that was really, really nice. There we are serving our meal. I had to move it over for her, of course, because they can never put it somewhere everyone can get to it. And then after she called everybody to the meal, I thought, okay, well, it's been a pretty slow day. It's like, 7:30 at night. Nothing is happening. So I was just kind of sitting around waiting for stuff to happen. And I noticed that our daily unit tax is $50, where our rental income for the day is $35. And I thought to myself, we are definitely going to have to raise that a little bit. I also noticed that the maintenance is now satisfactory since we had done all of the inspection and maintenance. Then, out of nowhere, at 8:30, we got a haunting at 2 Creek Cabana. And I thought to myself, oh, good. Perfect. Let's hop on over there. Now I finally have something to do. Now, when you have multiple units that you're managing on one property, I can imagine that you get more pop-ups during the day. But for this one, I only have one. So it wasn't that much. It was a lot of just sitting around and waiting and kind of just playing. So for this, it says you have to exorcise the ghost and or confront the ghost. And I tried to confront her one time. First, I wanted to talk to her and like say hi, but I did try to confront her, and nothing really came of it, which you will see very shortly. So click confront ghost, and here they have stepped down, and she is going to confront her right now. Nothing really happened. So I tried it again. Now they're both just complaining about the puddle that the ghost is making herself, which I thought was funny. So I said, okay, maybe they were just, it just didn't work. Let's try one more time. And still nothing really happened. So I was getting a little frustrated. It took me a while. And then finally she jumped into the counter. So I decided to click the exercise button, and she pulls out this vacuum thing, sucks the ghost right out, and the haunting was taken care of. So I don't know how that happened. It was very, very strange. And then we decided to use our tenant's bathroom since, we were here for a while. As you can see, it is now 1:40 in the morning. We jumped over here, I think, around 9 o'clock at night. Oh my God. It was a lot of lot to do about nothing. And we will come back to them very shortly. But for now, we're jumping to the Father Winter's home that I'd made also maybe like a week ago. And I also made some rental units in the back here. So the first thing I did, same as the last property, is I selected all of the rental properties and the main house, and I set them as whatever unit they were. So the main house is unit 1, this little house is unit 2, made sure to get all the rooms, and then obviously the shared areas, if they are not already designated, they're just automatically shared areas, so that made it easy. But even the front porches of these, I made part of their little home so they could have a little front porch. This is a shared area right here. The red house is number 4, and I mean, it didn't go this fast. It was definitely a little laggy, not going to lie, but it didn't take that long. It really didn't. I was just kind of going slow for the sake of going slow because I wanted to make sure that I was getting every single part of the unit. But that is all of the little village made. And then I decided to go into fill vacancy. I don't think I really set any rules for this one. I think I did raise the rent right off the bat, though. I thought 42 was a little bit low. So I'm pretty sure I raised that to 65. I thought that was reasonable. I kept the lease length at 7 days. And then I decided to just look for single sims, obviously, because there's only one bed in each of the units. It's just one little bed and one little cottage. Not really room for 2 sims. You probably could fit a double bed in there, but it just didn't seem right. So we just did this for every single unit. I just picked a different sim to move in. So we have one elder. I think the one before that was a young adult. And then unit 4, I believe this one ends up being Dwayne the Boulder, which is a play off of, or Wayne the Boulder, which is a play off of Dwayne the Rock Johnson, which I thought was really funny. Here he is right here all the way at the bottom. And he actually has a pretty high rental cap. So I thought that that was a good choice. We chose him to take this unit here. And then number 5, I believe, who did we pick for this one? That's a good question. This was a little while ago, so I'm trying to remember, but we will see very shortly. I think it was the Rivera household is who lives here. So Father Winter came on over and he did the same thing that my last sim did in the little rental home, the family home with the rental. He just went through all of the appliances and all of the plumbing. He did the maintenance and the inspections for all of those. And it took him quite a while. As you can see, it's now 9:45 at night. I'm pretty sure he started at like 7 or 8 in the morning and he still had one more house to do, but he was feeling very, very tired. So I figured after he finished with Wayne the Boulder's home that he could head home and go to bed, and his wife could take over in the morning, give him a little day of rest. So at least there's 2 of them. But he did ask about how Wayne likes his rental conditions, and he got a negative reaction. So I don't know why that is, but everybody's rental unit are a number 3 rating, and the 2 that he asked, how are your rental conditions, they have a little red arrow pointing down. So nobody at this point is happy when he asks about it. After doing a little more research, I decided to add some activities to the shared areas. So here is a little easel in here. I figured that was a nice little creative thing to add in here for our tenants, and also a little bonsai tree because we are in Mount Komorebi. I thought that it would be nice to have a little bonsai tree over here for them to decorate. Then we have jumped back to see that we have collected our rent. So we have finally collected our rent. It was a total of $35 received, which I thought, oh goody, now I'm definitely going to raise your rent because 35 is not enough. However, 70 seemed to me like it was a little too much, and it was actually past his rental cap. I think his rental cap was like 68 or so. So I didn't want to make it that high. I think what I ended up doing was I think I just set it for 50, if I remember correctly. Yes, I think I just set it for 50. And I got this warning again that, changing the rent will affect the unit negatively. But I thought we have desirable amenities, fancy environment, satisfactory maintenance. We only have one rule, really. So what is the big deal? And then I decided to use those upgrade parts that we had purchased earlier and head on over and do some upgrades to the stove and the fridge. I don't think I did anything with the bathroom plumbing at this point because I was more so just focusing on the kitchen and getting that all up to date. She has a negative moodlet, says been there, done that. So she's a little tired of handiness. Again, oh well. And here we are at the old Salt House apartments, because I loved to jump around and just confuse everybody. But here I'm just doing the same thing with the units. Now there's a lot more units here, or at least it seems like there is. So it took me a little bit longer, but we have the main unit on the bottom. That's the landlord's. And then we have 3 other units. And this upstairs unit, because it's separated with the spandrels, to make it look like there's rafters, I had to take every little tiny section here and mark it off as unit number 4. So if you do that, just forewarning you, it's kind of a pain. And then all the other areas are marked as shared areas, so that is no big deal. But even this spot here where the stairs are, because there's spandrels above it, they all had to be individually marked. So that was a lot of fun. But we got it done, and it wasn't too bad. And then after this, I think I just decided to jump in here and change this rental ever so slightly, because when I was looking to fill the vacancies, I was having a hard time finding a family that fit the bill of this apartment, meaning a family that had an infant and just 1 or 2 adults. So that didn't work out, but I did find a teen that had a dog. So I decided to change this little room to be more of an office instead. And I got rid of the baby playmat out in the living room because they don't need that. And then over here, we have started doing our inspection and maintenance. The only thing I did differently with this apartment complex is I decided to have my playtester get to know her tenants just a little bit more. So she was just extra friendly, asking about their career, asking how their day was, getting to know their interests, etc., which the other landlords previously have not done. And I was just trying to see if they had a closer relationship, if that would help somehow with the rental rating. And so far it is still the same. But then out of nowhere, we get a tenant revolt. This is the young adult that I was just in the apartment for, and I was doing her updates, and I was like, why are you so upset with me? She started a revolt, and I decided we would get our landlord Sim to wake up and see what exactly was going on, because all of the units have a number 4 rating, and except for hers. And I did hers, so I'm not sure what she's so upset about. Like, I did everything that I've done before. I've done the inspection and maintenance, and I was super friendly with her. Don't know. She just didn't enjoy it. So I tried to ask her what was going on and promise better conditions, and she just wasn't having it. I just got a big old thumbs down, so that was surprising. Now here, you will see I am not in control of the landlord. I decided to see what it was like on the other end of things. So I added a wife to this household because this guy's a vampire, and I didn't want to have to play as a vampire when I was trying to get to know our landlord. So I added him a little wife, did a little makeover on her. She's very pretty, and she is actually a child of the village. So she is from the New World, from the For Rent expansion pack. And I thought that was a really cool little thing to add in. Now here is their very, very fancy loft bedroom. It is very San Myshuno in my opinion. It's kind of minimalist, but a little bit industrial. And I think it's really, really cute. I very much enjoy this one, and I wanted to play in this unit specifically. After she got done making the meal, I decided, because we can't call her husband over, she would just pop downstairs and see what was going on with the revolt, and maybe see if there was a way for the neighbor to talk to her about what was going on, and maybe even diffuse the situation as a fellow tenant. So I didn't know how that would work. I decided to use a Tamarani introduction, and immediately she was infatuated with Miss Aquasong. She was very connected to her. She felt like they had a good connection in general as friends. So I decided, okay, cool, let's do a neighborly chat. Let's see what's going on. And I really didn't get anything out of her. She wouldn't tell me what she was upset about. She didn't complain to me or freak out. So I'm not 100% sure. And here we are talking to our landlord. This is as the vampire. So I decided to compliment the rental conditions, which is a complete opposite of what is going on outside with the tenant revolt. But I wanted to boost her confidence and see if that would help our rental rating at all, because the little rental rating plus sign popped up over both of their heads. I figured, okay, I guess that's a good thing then. So if you're a tenant and you enjoy your amenities, you can complement your rental situation. So I thought that was a good idea. But that is pretty much where we leave this, because I had no idea what to do. If you can figure out the tenant revolt, let me know. I spent way too long on it. Then I decided to pop back to our original home where we started. Apparently we had another haunting, but I could not find any ghost, any floating object. I looked around here for a long time. I found nothing. So I guess that I either waited too long after I got the notification, or it just timed out, or it glitched out. One or the other. I'm not really sure what happened, but there was nothing that my sim could do. So she just decided to polish the stove and like head on home. I didn't really know what to do. It was very strange. But after that, it pretty much went smoothly. Like having just one unit is not too bad. And then it says taking the hit from failing to address a tenant's issue, which I was like, okay, but she tried. So it is possible that she just waited too long. Then I got this notice of a water leak into Crick Cabana, and I didn't want to wait too long for that, but she was very hungry, and I didn't know how long it would take. So I decided to just let her throw together a quick breakfast, and then head on over. And of course, we have the sink is leaking and the shower is leaking. Nothing seemed to be wrong with the toilet. So I just decided to repair everything and also do some inspection and maintenance and some cleaning if there was any cleaning available for those two pieces of plumbing, and then also to mop up the puddles, because that is what is listed in the little menu in the upper left-hand corner. So I did that. It went pretty quickly, and then it was just over, and it was done. And our rating went up again. And all was well. So that is pretty much it for this gameplay. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you want to check out all those builds that I have made previously, they're all uploaded to the gallery as residential rentals. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.